welcome to Coach Dave Academy. This is Suellio Almeida. We're going to see my lap with the MX5 at Oran Park. We're going to see the entire lap, and then we're going to talk about corner by corner. All right, so going into this first corner, that's kind of like the scariest braking zone ever because you have to start braking while you're already turning. So basically, what I really want to aim for before even braking is turning flat out into this curb here. And actually, what I really want is to kind of hit the end of it first, aiming for that end, and then starting to brake kind of like with the wheels straight because the car is gonna want to turn more to the left as soon as you start braking because of the weight going to the front, right? So as soon as you start braking, you already kind of do a little bit of counter steering. We're gonna pretty much do the entire braking while counter steering. So I'm braking and I'm turning right, then kind of left a little bit, then kind of denting and trying to make the car as straight as possible while we're braking hard here and aiming to turn in at the end of this curve on the right. And then here we downshift quite aggressively, right? So as soon as you get on the first gear, the car is going to get a lot of engine braking and will want to rotate way too much. At this point still, you can see me turning in with the steering straight because the car is turning on its own, basically. So we wait, and then finally when we get back on power, we actually get to turn a lot more the steering because of the weight going back to the rears and the car becomes understeery. So we actually now at this time we want to actually overdrive a little bit the fronts and make the car keep rotating. Otherwise, we're gonna understeer and go off track. So here, back on power and really like trying to keep that rotation. Now the car is starting to understeer and understeer and understeer, and you really want to just maintain that understeer until the end. So basically, control the understeer on entry here, and control the oversteer on entry, and then control the understeer on exit, basically. And then here. For this corner, I'm going to brake more or less, say 3/4. Actually, yeah, 1/4 in of this curb on the left. So as soon as you get the car over, totally besides the curb, you start braking. Same thing, we're going to use lots of engine braking. And on entry, the car is going to be very loose. The car is going to want to rotate. So I want to kind of control that a little bit. But as soon as you get back on power here, you can kind of ask for a little bit more rotation. You don't really want to hit this curb. I actually hit it a little bit. So because I realized I hit it, I had to lift the throttle just a little bit to correct. And as soon as the car landed back on track, I went back on power and really getting back on power earlier than you think to make sure you use all this exit here. And then for this one, we have actually two options regarding gear. I did use first, but you can use second if the first is really making the car oversteer too much and you're having a hard time dealing with that. If you do second on entry, I recommend getting back to first as soon as you get back on power to get that extra torque here. So actually, no, let me check this. I think this lap I stayed on second. Oh yeah, on this lap I stayed on second. So I was experimenting both, and first is slightly faster, but it's like not a lot. But the engine braking that you get on entry, it's a little bit sketchy to deal with. So experiment both. It's very, very close. And especially on a race pace and everything, if you want to be like incredibly consistent, the second gear is the safest way. The first gear will be slightly faster. And then here on second gear, I was still able, of course, to go all the way to the outside and stay there because the next corner is to the right. And here we're going to turn in slightly late, try to hit this curb here, but not more than that, just that curb, and a little bit of lifting here early, and then back on power and really keep the car rotating. You're actually gonna use this grass a little bit, and then you want to come back very slightly until here, right before the painted curb here. And then from here, we're gonna turn in with a little bit of trail braking, and because of that trail braking and also the crest, the car is gonna want to turn a lot. So you want to actually do a little bit of counter shear to keep the car on track. But then as soon as you get on the compression right here, then we can go back and start turning flat out. So very, very careful on entry. Very, very careful on entry. And then turn a lot. And then turn a lot. So you can get this compression, and this white curb here really pulls the car. And then here it's going to be pretty much on the limit as well. This one is easy here. But then for this next corner, downshift to second, get a little bit of engine braking. Try to aim for the white. I actually missed it a little bit. So there's probably like half a tenth here that I missed. But then get back on power, let the car go all the way to the white here. This one is easy. You just need to aim, because we can't see the apex. You just need to aim for this white here. As soon as you hit the white, then boom, now you are aligned. You see? Not necessarily hit the white, but like look at it so you can be sure that you are aligned to use this second apex here. It's easy flat out, but you need to just figure it out because it's blind. You sometimes may end up thinking that you're hitting the curb, and then you end up here on the grass, which already happened with me while I was practicing for this. So then easy flat out, stay on the outside here, and make sure you brake on the compression. There's lots of braking, but then as you do the corner, it's kind of flat uphill, so there's not a lot of grip mid-corner. And then you get back on power quite early and let the car run all the way to as close as possible to the wall to make sure you get the best exit possible, because this is going to count for the end of this lap and the beginning of the next lap. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I will see you next week. Bye.